Hey everyone, Nathan Nerdarch here from Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds, and today we're going to be talking about scheduling your regular life with your gaming life and how to get that done and some strategies for it.
So I'm Ted.
Dave.
And I kind of came up with this as a video idea because I've got 3 kids and a night job and a day job watching them, and it's kind of tight pretty much. But I found that with your players, you kind of have to say, well, if I've got a crazy schedule, some of the other guys probably do too. So I found that with my groups, especially with the group of newbies,
Right.
that I've had to kind of like work with them, like who's going to show up this week? How do I fit that into what happens in the game? And thankfully, we've got the person that can't show up is on a long-term kind of leave. So I've written her out of the story for... Well, she's in the story. She's just not participating in the story in the normal role-playing sense.
The story is happening to her,
Yes.
her character.
Yeah, she was captured, and
She's going to be experimented. She's definitely
possible bad things will happen to her based on whether or not she comes back. And she'll be a tragic character if she doesn't come back, but if she does, then she'll kind of have the end on a lot of things that have happened in that game. Right. So that's kind of how I dealt with it for long term, but short term kind of makes a more difficulty in situation and figuring out who's going to be there and what's going to happen.
I know back in the day, as we were always referred to as a Saturday night group, we just gamed every Saturday night.
Yeah,
and that's just what it was. And as we've all gotten older, you got 3 kids, I got 2 kids, he's got 2 kids. We've all got real jobs, and we've all got things going on. It tends to be a little bit rough and tough to try and get a game scheduled. There have been a number of times where it's like, how long has it been since we gamed? It's been 2 months, 3 months. And now with us doing Nerdarchy, not only are we trying to get our regular gaming in, but people are saying, oh, well, why don't you do this and why don't you do that? I came into this week expecting to be in 3 games over the course of like 4 days. And I'm like, how is this all going to happen? So I don't know. It's just crazy. What do you think?
How is it going to happen? Yeah, like for me right now, it's a little bit easier to get into games because it's my off season. But just like you guys said, you got the job and you got the kids. And with my job, I work crazy hours and I usually work nights. So it's hard to get that stuff in. And, sometimes you're working weekends. So, but like we started Nerdarchy, so it's like, how can we talk about gaming if we don't game? And like one of the incentives to start Nerdarchy was to start gaming more.
Exactly.
So, and doing the things that we enjoy doing. So now, we are gaming a lot more. I'm running a game Friday morning.
Wait a second, you're running a game Friday morning. How does that work?
It's easy. You just decide you're going to run a game Friday morning and you run one because you got to play it as Eberron. Right? So, but in addition to that, in the beginning of April, we're going to run a game at a local convention, Geek Fest, to Philly Game Con, and we're all running several games there.
Yeah, that's kind of weekend game extravaganza there.
Yeah, and then you run a game once a month. I run a game once a month.
Yep.
I don't know. It sounds like Nate's running a game once a week.
I run a game once a week now.
Somehow.
I wanna eventually, turn off the spigot, dial it down a little bit, and have it be every other week. But they wanted to play so much, they started another game on their own.
Oh. Did they invite you or were you excluded?
I was invited, but then I was like, heck no, you want to do this two times a week for like 5 and 6 hours? I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm too old. I can't do it no more.
Well, I also want to, I've got all the Nerdarchy stuff. I'm developing psionics and a whole bunch of other stuff in Nerdarchy.
And there's this woman that sleeps in my bed. And
yeah,
she's like, where are
and you know what? The other day she said, you're not going to game twice a week every week, are you? Because I'd like to see you.
Oh, yeah.
I did get married to you for a reason, because I liked you. So she was, between all that stuff, I had to say, all right, I know you got really big in game
Dude, I got a
enthusiasm,
solution
guys.
for you. You just got to get her to game with you. Because that brings me to, now I started playing
Your family
my
game.
family game. And, it took a very specific event for that to start up there, because we've been talking about it for months. Football actually had to end.
Ah.
Oh.
Because, the best day for us to really do a game is like on a Sunday afternoon or whatever. and my wife was busy watching football, so you couldn't really game
Right.
while the football was going on. So after the foosball ended, then we could have the family game.
Mm-hmm.
And,
So when it's the off season for football, then it's family game time.
Yeah, maybe, but hopefully it can hook them in enough
you've
that it
got
won't
many
matter.
many months to set the hooks in
Yeah.
nice and tight.
So all that being said, yeah, we're all gaming in our own way more than, and we're still just as busy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, maybe you guys realize it or you don't. Like, you watch these videos and like we actually put a lot of work into the stuff we do with Nerdarchy. It takes a lot of time. Between the YouTube channel and the website.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like people have commented like, I hope you guys don't get too big because it's nice that you guys, you respond to all the comments as a reply. And like I was just looking at that and I'm like, man, how many comments is that? It was there. So I looked at last month and it was, 2,500 comments. I mean, maybe half of them are ours because we're responding to people.
I mean, it's the
But
conversation is at least 50% the other side.
Yeah, so that's like 1,250 comments. That's a lot of comments
In a month.
in a month, and then, and the number's only going to go up.
Right.
So soon, you guys, you might be getting replies from our assistants.
Yeah.
We'll each have an individual assistant, and all they do is reply to because it's time consuming. But I like it. I like that part of what we do. I like when people comment a lot, and I start to recognize them. And then it's funny too because like when someone goes away and they don't comment for a while, you're
Where's
like,
so and so?
yeah, where's Goblin Nerd or where's Spyro.geek, and there's just different ones.
Yeah, and
they become like friends almost.
When they come back, you're like, all right, I missed you.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So all of that being said, yeah, we're busy. Yeah.
So we as Dave says, we started Nerdarchy to promote the hobby and to game more. And, by doing this, we're talking about gaming as much as we're actually gaming, sometimes even more so, with all of the videos and the behind the scenes kind of stuff. But it's kind of, I think, with the finding or the starting of the tabletop one-shot group that has allowed, especially me, to say, okay, well, I'm going to be able to reach out there, connect with, some of our nerd archists out there, and connect with people who haven't found us and actually, game with them without having to, travel around the globe or around the country to try and get in on games.
Well, yeah, the nice thing about that is like 2 weeks ago I ran a game, and there was like 4 people in that game that I had never gamed with before.
Mm-hmm.
And quite a few of them are all, I think they were all Nerdarchy subscribers, or at least half of them are.
Cool.
And this, this coming game, there's a bunch of people, there's a couple people in there that I haven't gamed with. And that's what I want to keep trying to do is with these one-shots is, maybe bring you into the game and maybe one other, veteran or someone I've gamed with. And then, bring, cycle in new people. So that, so we get the game with more people that are our subscribers. Then they've been hanging out with us online, so why not jump in a game?
Absolutely. I've got a game that I'm running tonight. I know it's off the norm of D&D, but I'm running a Mutants and Mastermind game.
Gasp.
But I mean, so I got a game tonight, and then your game tomorrow morning. And it allows us to really just reach around the globe and game with people who are out there. Your game, as you said, you ran 2 weeks ago. There's one guy in England, one guy in Australia, and we're several people in the States, and we're all gaming at the same time.
Yeah, all over the country too. Yeah.
Yeah. So
East Coast, West Coast. I totally lost my train. Oh, the funny thing too is, and I was busting balls about it the other day, is like we're playing in. We had done a video about multi-class builds,
right? And
we each made up a character build for it. So we're like, we need to play this. We needed to use those characters
right.
At least
Absolutely.
Once. So we were like, hey, Scott Garrity, will you run this game for us? And he's like, sure, I'll run this. And then like he's trying to schedule it with us, and we're like, I don't know. I mean, it's like schedule it. We have to schedule it like 2 months out. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, with all the stuff that we run, with all the things that life throws in the mix, I mean, it's like it's a month away, and it's
but with that, you make time for what you really want to do.
Absolutely.
Basically. So the thing I like about the gaming online now with the one shop group is it helps me fit in gaming into my schedule rather than being like, well, Saturday I've got a clear Saturday so that we can actually play. I can say, well, I'm free Thursday afternoon before dinner, kind of thing.
Well, and we did a video on gaming online versus offline, and I think we all fell on the side. Rather game offline, but online is the runner up, I guess, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some distinct advantages to gaming online to gaming offline. When you're game online, there's no travel time, so you don't waste time going to the game and coming back from the game.
Mm-hmm.
Which could be for most people anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 hours. Just depending
bridge
on
tolls, gas, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you don't have that, and in a Facebook thread we're talking about stuff, and someone brought up a really good point that we completely missed on that video, was the fact that because when we game online, most of the time it's recorded, you can actually go back and watch it and critique yourself.
Oh yeah.
And and find areas where you can improve and get better, either as a player or a game master.
That is a wonderful point. Yeah.
And
was that Juice?
What's that?
I feel like I just watched one of his videos and he talked about improving.
Yeah. He did bring that up, but prior to that video, I think it was Robert Ogre who mentioned it in a comment about being able to go back and
so I heard it from that spot, and you heard it from Robert. All right.
Yeah, so that's a distinct advantage in going. If for someone who wants to improve their skills and hone their craft.
Yeah. I've watched some of my videos and I'm like, I really look like that when I'm doing this particular voice, or you see it from a player's perspective.
Yeah.
The guy at the other side of the table kind of thing. So it's definitely an advantage.
Mm-hmm. So with the whole fitting the game into your schedule, again, we talked about it in the other video. With gaming online, you can schedule a game with people when it fits all of their needs, and you can just we all can do Thursday at noon, and let's just put on the headset, turn on the webcam, and off you go. Mm-hmm. So you've got the ability to game. There's games that are out there.
Hopefully Ted's boss never finds the Nerdarchy channel or joins the one shot group.
Don't think that's gonna happen, but but if you just say like, all right, here's this game, I'm just gonna jump in on it. You fit it into your schedule, and you just make it happen.
Well, here's another scheduling thing too, right? For people who don't necessarily have an issue with the schedule, but they just like the game. Like Andrew Knapp is probably clocked, close to 1,000 hours of gaming in the last couple months since the inception of the one shot group.
Right.
And that's not counting whatever he does, his live games, his home games, just online. And there are just people that are in there like gaming almost every day, and you can't do that offline.
You can, but it's hard.
It's really, really hard.
You got to know a lot of different people and a lot of different groups,
or just have a group of friends that none of you have any lives or responsibilities or anything. But hey, in the one shot group, it's not a problem. You can find them.
Well, no, that and a lot of them have jobs that you can fit. Like with Ted, he's got a job where he can fit a game in and then do his job later.
Yep.
Or do his job ahead of time and after. So some people with really flexible schedules and lives can still make it happen.
Oh, nice job, Nate, just in case his boss does watch. Good save.
I got your back, Ted.
So
with that, anybody else got anything to say about scheduling conflict?
Before gaming online, like sometimes the scheduling was impossible.
Yeah.
Now it just opens up a whole new avenue. And if you just have a weird schedule, that's okay, because some guy in London's like, man, I would really like to play a game right now, but no, but I'm on the wrong side of the hemisphere. But wait, there's more. You can get, you can find people in all different time zones, which may just sync up to your schedule.
Mm-hmm. So if you're an early morning gamer, and you're on the East Coast, and there's no one that wants to game at 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe there's someone on the other side of the world who's staying up late. He's like, man, I really want to game right now, but I need players.
Well, and so since we mentioned the one-shot group, also Roll20, you can find games there and pick up games as well. I don't know, I've never done it, so I don't know what games are exactly going on. I know there's all different kinds. I don't know if they're all more or less campaigns or if they do like one-shots like they do on the one-shot or not. And from the one-shot group also, there's definitely campaigns that have sprung out of that people are playing in.
Multiple shot, one-shot groups.
Yeah. Well, yeah, some people. Well, yes, there's that like many series or actual ongoing campaigns.
Well, I mean, as the hobby progresses, maybe when Juice came up with the idea for the tabletop one shot group, it was possibly a plan of just having one shot campaigns to introduce people to games or to get in on things, but as it has grown and evolved, there's over 1,000 people that go to the site.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just say, well, you know what? I really like this concept. We were in Andrew Knapp's Ninja Turtle game, and I'm like, man, that was a lot of fun. Anyway, we could have a session too.
Right.
And he's like, oh yeah, sure, blah blah blah. So
So Andrew Knapp, we're still waiting for our session too.
Well, I was actually talking to him about that yesterday, and he's like, it's definitely on the plan. It's just a matter of when.
I don't want anything to interrupt the campaign. Right?
Gift Smith.
Well, it's
Ninja
not.
Turtles.
It's not.
Ninja Turtles.
As we said,
I love being a turtle.
As we said with Andrew Knapp, he's running almost constantly. I don't think there's any way he's gonna have it delayed by saying, well, let's just run one more Ninja Turtle thing.
Yeah. Plus, a lot of the games he plays in as well.
Right.
So it's not just running.
No, that's true. So with that, if you have any comments or anything that we've missed, go ahead and put it down in the comment section below. While you're doing that, go ahead and click like, share, even subscribe.
You can check us out over on nerdarchy.com.
You also join the conversation on Reddit.
So until next time,
Stay nerdy.